Good evening, everybody. Hello and welcome to Legends of Logomancy, the best stream this side of Canadian YouTube on the west side of Canada on a Monday night starting at 6:05 p.m. Hello.
Anybody want to GM a TTRPG stream? Anybody out there? Anybody?
We're just going to have a very quick introduction round, and James, how are you doing this evening, you jackass?
I'm a little sore, but my day's looking up. Life is good. I'm excited to see what the hell has happened. What the heck has happened over here, you hosers? Because there's some shenanigans up in this bizzle that oh boy, there's a lady in a tube. But otherwise, I'm doing all right. How are you, my friend?
I am doing very well. I am very much so looking forward for you guys to find out why there's a lady in the tube and everything else that's kind of going on.
As my wife reminded me last night, I didn't ask you how you were doing on our podcast. Because I asked you before the podcast. But
it's true.
It wasn't on the recording.
That's, you know what? That's very fair.
So I got to stop talking to you before we're live, apparently.
Yeah, no, it's, I mean, understandable. We're just such horrible friends.
There's that.
Tegan, how are you?
I am good. A little tired, but maybe had a little nap earlier, so I'm all refreshed.
Naps are good. Naps are key.
Yeah. Scared
JR.
to find out what's happening with the lady in the tube.
Oh, don't worry
doing
about it.
Good.
It's just a
I'm
tube
doing
lady.
good. Okay.
You're doing good, JR? Doing good?
Yeah. Excited to not find out about this tube lady, but how much trouble Dougie's in.
We'll find out.
Yes. Slightly regretting my dinner choice because the pepperoni was just a little spicy. I got my lips are tingling a little.
It'll add to the excitement of the game.
Sure.
I was about to say, just ask James about his hot sauces, and we can go from there.
JR, one of these days we're gonna meet up and we're gonna
with heat.
we're gonna show you the world. And by the world, I mean we're gonna family friendly stream, but we're gonna paint your butthole so many colors of the rainbow. TM. I'm trademarking that phrase.
Pixie, how are you? please make this a better introduction.
I mean, yeah, I'm great.
God.
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Trying to take it a little easy on the old voice tonight.
Okay.
But,
I mean, I'm sorry to say you're going to be like one of the first characters that are dealing with things in this stream too. I'm really sorry.
I got some shit to deal with. Yeah.
Oh. Well, you know, last episode there was a lot of kind of things that happened. Lots of information, lots of figuring things out, finding out about somebody being able to see red, silver, and green, and where that led you to, and an old CBC station, but then you realized, wait a minute, the actual CBC station's on the other side of town. What the heck is this one doing here? And all these little things just slowly clicking into place, where Enos was able to break into the back of the studio. And inside there, you didn't find a radio station. You found series of servers in almost a frozen condition. But if you put your hands near those servers, the heat was almost unbearable. And as you moved further in, you came across one room. And you were led there by one Jeannie Hawthorne. And as you guys, again, found a way to jimmy rig the door open, you found a person inside a tube with wires coming out of her neck and going into the different systems and server racks around. In front of that was a floating piece of metal almost, but it like broken apart, floating around. And as soon as Jeannie touched it, she was almost taken to another world. Everything became inversed. And that's where we find ourselves. With, of course, a certain song playing in the background about how they're not going to take it anymore.
Copyright my channel. Copyright strikes my channel.
Copyright strikes this channel.
Not quite that. You got to be able to carry a tune for it to. That's how you know you've made
I'm aware.
it. Is when you can sing well enough to be copyright struck.
Exactly. So, our heroes, our adventurers, are. Oh, what would you guys call yourselves? Actually,
Bunch of bumbling fool children.
Delinquents.
A bunch
Babies.
of they're in way over their heads.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah. And you guys find yourselves in a pretty dire situation at the moment. Sophie and Enos, two of you are just inside the room with the test tube lady. And Jeannie seems to be transfixed on the metal object that she has her hands on. And you guys now are starting to hear the music echo through the halls here. And
Enos approves.
Yep, Enos is like, yeah, okay, right. I don't know what's going on, but yep. And Dougie, you're trying to keep a door closed at the moment. So why don't we start off with a roll immediately? Can you give me a body check?
So like a force check or just straight body?
Oh yeah, that would be, I would say force. Force would be good. Three. Yeah, again, you've kind of tucked a chair right underneath the locking mechanism. You've got something else tied to it, and you've got that blaring. So what I will allow you to do is you can either make an investigation. Actually, you know what? I will allow you to do a lead check at this point.
Okay.
Because you're kind of trying to figure out what to do next. So, because right now you're trapped in this room. This is like the security room for the building.
Yeah.
There's cameras and you can kind of see some things going on. Okay. You still have 2 luck points if you want to use those.
Okay, so those have refreshed, right? So then I'll use a luck point.
Yep. I will say that. Ooh.
I'll use another luck point, or can I not use?
It doesn't say that you can't. I don't think
You can push for a condition after using a luck point, I believe,
yes.
mechanically.
Okay. Yes.
But you can't, it's a one try sort of deal. I
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. So I would give you the scared condition because you're like, oh shit.
Let's ride or die.
My fingers are crossed for you.
So, do I include the negative on the scared roll then?
I would say yes.
Okay.
You don't
No.
normally add the condition till after the roll.
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, that's fine. Just do the reroll first, and then yes.
Jesus.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You are freaking out at the moment. You don't have a way out.
Just start barricading the door with whatever.
Yep, you just start moving
And
cabinets
pencils,
over.
staplers.
turn the music up. They won't hear you in here.
Yes.
Yeah, you just start like throwing things. You're throwing staplers at the door for some reason. Why? Because you can. So as this happens, we're going to transition. And as the camera zooms out from the security room and starts going down the halls, we start seeing an inverse of colors. The world starts to become this negative photo as we get closer and closer to the heart of this facility. Jeannie, across from you is standing that woman who was in the test tube. Victoria. Victoria Fitzpatrick is looking at you, and she seems to be a little out of place. She almost looks like fashion from almost 20 years ago. And she's looking at you with pleading eyes as she says, "You have to get me out of here. I have been stuck in here. I don't know what to do. I communicate with people around this town, and I don't know where I am anymore."
We've heard you. That's why we're here. You led us to you.
And I don't rightfully 100% know how. I see a little bit outside. I saw something out of red and green, and there was a little robot that took a note. I don't know how I wrote the note. There are people in a building that I recognize, and I saw you there, and I saw all four of you there. And go ahead and roll me a mind check on that.
Any particular?
Oh, sorry. I always forget that it's. I'm thinking D&D for some reason whenever I say those things. Comprehend or investigate. One success. Perfect. So you realize, like, wait a minute. How could she have seen all four of us? We just met, and then it clues in the school. She's somehow seen you at the school. You don't know how, but she has. And she continues. I have an idea. You're in here with me, but your body is out there. We can go out together in your mind.
But then how do we get you into your body?
I'm not sure, but maybe one of you who isn't as attached to this can hold the metal, the piece from the loop that you have your hands on now.
This is a piece from the loop.
Or something that makes the loop run. I'm not sure. All I know is that I've been in here for a very long time. I've just been recently able to see outside. I want to be outside.
I don't know how to have two people in me. Would you be in control? Would you be...
I promise I won't do anything. I just want out of here.
Do I think she's being honest?
You can roll the one I can never pronounce properly, empathize.
Okay.
There you go.
I said it first time.
I have no
Okay.
idea.
Oh, right. Yeah, you wouldn't have any successes on this. Or no, you do, because you do still have mind and stuff like that. Oh, empathize. You think she's telling the truth.
Then what if we can never get you back out of my mind? Or it just seems so dangerous.
I don't know, but I need to be I need to get out. Please. And she goes forward and tries to grab your hands. And as she does, it kind of feels like this weird staticky feeling.
Jeannie pulls her hands back a little bit and asks, "Does your dad know that you're here?"
She takes a step back. And you can kind of see the world flicker in and out of this weird kind of... It's almost like the servers or something are kind of having this weird power fluctuation. Enos and Sophie, you feel the temperature fluctuate in the building.
Something's pulling a lot of juice, and I don't know that the ACs are able to keep up with it. I'm looking at the door and not at any of this.
Okay.
You think it's because of her?
Yeah. There's a lady in the tube.
I mean, she
And-
seems to be connected to the building.
I will take your word on that. Enos is like pulling off his coat and like handing it behind him.
So Enos and Sophie, you guys start hearing people walking around and you hear some voices.
Enos is gonna turn around against his better judgment. And are there any like consoles or racks or something that we could get behind?
Yes.
Sophie, we should. Jeannie's not moving.
Jeannie's not moving. But she's not in view of the door.
Yeah. We should tuck in behind some of these things. Sounds like there's some folks outside. We should probably be quiet. And I mean, if somebody opens the door, I'm gonna grab her and pull her behind the racks because she seems to be thinking about something real hard.
Yeah,
He's like holding his coat up like this.
Yeah. Give me both stealth checks. Sneak checks. God damn it. I was just playing D&D the other day. My brain is like, and we saw the D&D movie.
I did too. Anyways. Ooh.
So you guys try to... you guys did have your luck points refresh, just so you guys know.
Okay. I will absolutely re-roll using one of my luck.
Yes.
One success.
Oh, I almost clicked on yours. I also
One
got a
success.
success.
All right, so you guys are able to shut the door quietly and get behind some racking. Yeah. Jeannie is around the corner and isn't visible from the door.
Is she visible from us?
From where you guys are, yes.
Yeah. So if somebody comes and opens up that door, she's not going to be there.
Okay.
She's going to be over by us. We're gonna leave her to think about whatever she's thinking about as long as possible. But
Okay.
you know,
I'm
not
going to
not leaving Jeannie Hawthorne here to get caught up by
Covered.
the CBC.
Yeah, the TBC.
Enos doesn't know that this isn't the CBC. He's like,
Okay.
I honestly have no idea what happens inside of a radio broadcast station. This is probably entirely kosher. It makes sense if you're pumping a bunch of power through things that you're gonna channel it through a human mind of some sorts as some kind of would-be supercomputer. This seems all on the up and up.
Yeah.
We're just not where we're
Nothing
supposed
sus
to be.
about this.
All right.
Nothing sus about this. He is not an intelligent boy.
I'm going to roll a couple of things here.
Uh-oh.
And this is kind of like a luck kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You hear murmurs on the other side of the door. And as you hear that, you all of a sudden hear them start. They go to open the door, and the door opens slightly. And then you hear, wait, should we be going to help those guys up at the front with that stupid radio thing? I mean, nobody's going to be in here. Yeah. And you hear two people talking back and forth for a minute. And you hear the door shut again. Oh, and then you hear on the other side of the door, they turned it up. Okay, yeah, there's something going on. And you hear two more people go up to the front. And Dougie,
Yeah.
I will give you one more try here
Yeah.
to try and figure out what you have to do. But no, if you fail this, there will be a pretty hard consequence.
Use the force, JR.
Use the force.
He would have gotten that reference.
I did get that reference.
You hear somewhere in the back of your mind, Enos going, "Hey, bud, use the force."
You cut back to this thing where it's like I'm chucking rocks at him in a field, and he's blindfolded and like holding a baseball, like an aluminum bat, and he's like, I can totally feel it. Wham! Sorry.
Okay.
Dougie, as you're freaking out, you look to the side and you see a grate, an air vent. And you realize that you can get that ripped off pretty easy. You can give me a force to pull it off.
Okay. I will do so. I will push.
No, you won't.
I'll use my last luck point and maybe. Oh.
You get it ripped off, and you're panicking at this moment, and you get yourself down and you start moving. Dougie is now safe from this encounter. You can get outside and you are safe.
You can go and eat some more sloppy breakfast. Who is in more danger
Again,
now?
As the camera becomes static, we find ourselves back in this negative world. And Victoria is moving towards Jeannie. Please. Please, you're my only hope. Another star.
You haven't answered my question.
If you can bring that medal you're holding, we can do something.
You haven't answered my question. Does your father know you're here?
Again, this weird static is kind of going on around her, and she goes, I don't know who my father is. All I know is that I feel like I've been asleep for a long time. And I just woke up. I just remember being cold.
You don't remember anything before this. You don't remember your family. You don't remember your friends.
And you just feel that static kind of expel from her. As you mention these words, as you mention friends, family. And she screams, I don't know. And as she does that, there's this force and wave. And to the two outside, you feel this immense heat come off the server racks you're hiding in.
Well, that doesn't seem good.
And the power fluctuates again.
Well, Sophie, what are we doing here?
Jeannie led us here, but
I'm asking you. Jeannie's... What does Jeannie, look like she's doing right now? Is she just, got a hand on a console? What's the physicality?
She's so she has her hand on this, almost Rubik's Cube looking piece of metal that almost looks like liquid metal, if you will. It looks like beads moving around.
Okay.
And she has her hand just on it, and it just looks like the metal is just kind of almost interfacing with her hand.
Now, that don't seem right. If it's like that, ferrofluids are kind of weird, and normally you don't stick your hand in them. And she seems like she's...
All right, pause for a second. He doesn't know what a regular radio station looks like, but he knows what ferrofluid looks like?
To be fair, he takes apart parts from the loop for a living.
okay.
Fair.
That is the only thing.
Fair. I will give you that.
If you want to explain to Edith how grav train tractors work without ferrofluid, you tell me. Because I can't figure it out. That don't look right. And I'm starting to get a little spooked, not gonna lie.
It seems like she has been there too long.
Yeah, maybe we just just get her out.
You guys can give me either an investigation or comprehend check between the two of
you. Neither of those are very good.
Or
Riley.
Enos, you can give me a calculate check to see if you can understand the tech that's kind of going on here. Because you just told me you have taken things apart from the loop. And one time there might have been something that you took apart that would kind of match that.
Sure. I'll run a calculate check.
I'll give that to you on that.
I'm going to do comprehend.
Okay.
Let's calculate. That's one success.
Me too!
All right.
Hoorah.
Go us.
Enos.
Yeah.
You have seen this metal before. And when you saw this metal, you were like, oh, that's strange. And as you went to go to collect it, almost immediately as it was exposed to the air, one of those weird loop cars showed up. Like the
Oh.
all black cars with the license plates that are like, they're weird. They're red license plates.
Yeah.
And they just have like 2 digits on them, kind of thing like that. And that pulled up like within like 20 minutes of you unearthing this stuff.
Well, that's
And you
not
saw
okay.
these guys come in wearing gloves and wearing protective equipment. They came in and they just looked at you. They took the thing and put it in a box and walked away from you without saying a word.
Well, that ain't good. Must have been a
Sophie.
mistake. They must have not meant to dump it there. That's all.
And Sophie, when you're looking at this, you can kind of see that the metal is kind of almost overlapping her hand in some parts, almost as if it's sinking in a little bit.
Okay.
As if you were touching ferrofluid, and as it kind of sinks in. You know that it would be not super easy to pull her hand out at this point.
You see, Sophie, like all of this stuff is basically like magnotheological fluids, and they're suspended in like a Brownian motion, and that's why it looks like motor oil.
Sophie just looks at you with a blank stare.
But if
like,
you
I have
but
no
if you
idea
take an
what-
earth magnet to it, kind of fucks it up, screws it up a little bit, and he cusses and he's like, "I'm sorry, ma'am. You don't cuss in front of folk."
It's a stressful situation. I don't blame you.
Still, he almost looked like you were gonna hit him for a sec.
Yeah.
He's like, I wonder. 'Cause she's just like holding her hand out or into the thing.
Yeah.
Hands.
Yeah.
Jeannie,
Mm-hmm.
you can give me, I want to say comprehend here.
Okay. One.
Okay. When you look at her, you can truly see that she doesn't know who she is outside of her name, outside of the very basic things that could just be spotted from this building. And I will even give you this. This weird stuff hadn't started until the loop had just reset from its last maintenance.
Victoria, I think there's something bigger going on here, and that you're a part of it, and then I'm a part of it, and maybe somewhere in there you know something that can help us. Even if you don't know that you know it.
Then help me get out. I'm scared. I'm alone.
Just promise that you won't make me do anything, and that whenever we figure out how to get you back in your body, you'll go.
She nods. Thank you.
I'm trusting
And-
you, Jeannie says, and reaches out like with both hands.
She takes your hands. And static. It almost sounds like somebody has turned on the TV on the loudest setting on a white noise channel. And as that happens, the server racks start to shake. And then silence. Jeannie collapses.
Uh-oh.
And
Jeannie.
the orb, the metal, is there, just floating there.
Well, question.
Answer.
Was Enos Chorin before he met up with his friends this morning?
A little bit of chorin, not too much chorin.
All right. Would it be fair to say that he would have on him the things that he would usually carry when he's choring around? In his little tool
What
bag?
kind of things are you thinking about?
He's usually got this, like, dinged up thermos that he carries.
Yeah, I would say that'd be in your toolbox.
Cool. I'm gonna do my best, and, like, lady just collapsed in front. I'd be like, Sophie, we gotta cheese it. Crap. And he dumps out, like, the last little bit of a thermos and, like, shakes the cup out like you're supposed to.
Yeah,
And just, like, tries to scoop this,
metal
bit-
liquid thing.
into the thermos. Because she seems
Okay.
super attached to it, and then it hurt her. And maybe the doctors will know what to do with it if we bring them a sample.
Okay.
Because that's what you do, is you tell the doctor, like, this is the snake that bit me. This is the bad touch right here.
You know what? That works. That
is-
works.
That is what he is thinking right now.
Yep. You know what? You can give me a tinker
Sure.
check to see how well you get it.
I will do my best. 1 success.
You get it in the container.
Cool.
And
We should go.
Yep. You guys can both use your force and move if you want to, which one, to pick up Genie and get out.
Sophie, do you want? And he's like,
here, I'll get
Enos
her
is
off
like
the
a
ground.
good foot taller
and
than
then-
Sophie.
Do you think you could carry her? If I get her
All
up?
right, I'm gonna pick her up, real gentle, and like, he is uncomfortable, and he's like, just like a fireman. It's like a fireman.
I put my hand on Enos's arm and be like, "It's okay. You're doing great."
He does this
Okay.
and like bear hugs the back of her legs, so she's just like flopping out back. And I'm like, not looking at anything.
If it helps Enos at all, she's wearing long pants and not a skirt.
That is the only reason that he is able to do this. Thank you, wintertime.
You guys start.
You gotta carry her book bag though, because that stuff is heavy.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys run out the back entrance, and you can already start to feel like the cold of the like the AC or the units keeping this place cold start to work harder because these servers now aren't functioning. You can see that there's even a couple of them that have like literally fallen apart, broken, like in the very short period of time.
Do we see any hide or hair or Dougie?
No, but as you guys go bursting out the back door, you see Dougie there, probably throwing up a firework, kind of just against the wall.
That
Yeah.
this ain't good. At least we didn't blow anything up.
Yet, I
Dougie,
suggest we get away from here as fast as we can.
yeah.
That's a good idea. Let's book it.
Whose house is closest?
All right. Roll me a luck check, or like, no, I guess there really isn't a luck check.
D6.
Yeah, roll me a d6. Everyone, roll me a d6, including Genie. Okay, who is that? Why can't I read their name?
You're not looking
Who's the
hard
first
enough.
roll there?
We have
it's
2
Enos.
5s, Dougie.
I
Isn't it?
I
It's
feel
Enos.
like
Oh, and a
Enos
6.
is probably a little bit detrimental in this because he lives way out of town.
Mm.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Enos's, but I will give you this. You know that Genie's house is nearby because you, I'm going to say during the weeks and stuff like that, you guys had maybe one study session there.
All right.
I'll give that to you guys, that between Dougie and, yeah, it would be between Dougie and Genie, whose house is closer.
Guys, what do you... Sophie, what do we do?
Is Jeannie's dad home or is he at work?
I don't know.
I
You
don't
would
know.
be yeah, you guys would not know at all.
It's a Saturday. It's still like around 11-ish.
I mean, we gotta get her there at some point, anyways.
I can carry her for a while, but like I think she needs a doctor or like an adult or something.
As you get out of the building, Jeannie,
Mm-hmm.
make me a either, or I guess you can't really do that check at all. Jeannie, you don't have that much in your body there. Your body stat is not very high here. You know what? You can roll me an empathize check because that makes sense to me. It does make sense to me.
0.
Okay. You do still have your luck points. You haven't used one yet. Just as a remembrance.
I'm not going to use one right now.
Okay. Then you can give yourself exhausted.
Uh-oh.
All right. So you guys still have an unconscious genie with you.
I mean, I don't know what you guys, but I'm voting for Jeannie's house.
Well, like Dougie, your grandma knows about stuff. Like she'd know what to
But
do.
they
She's
ask
gonna be
questions.
happy if I bring home an unconscious girl.
Yeah, but I'm doing it, and she likes me.
It's gonna be even worse.
Gonna ask question.
Well, yeah, but Enos is not doing well with this. He's like, it was a mistake. Shouldn't let her touch things. That she made her choice.
What's going on with the server racks? You're starting to hear people arguing in the
All right,
building behind you.
Look, are we going to her? We go to her house, or we go to your house, Dougie? You want
Go
to
to
tell
her
her
house.
dad why she collapsed around you?
Baby, her dad won't be there. I know my grandma's there at my house. Though.
All right. Well,
Okay,
we'll go to Jeannie's
let's
house
chance it
then. That seems good. Jeannie's folks will care enough to know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shunk, 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 shunk.
Okay. You guys start motoring and start running. You guys are very lucky. Nobody saw your faces when you were inside the building. And because of the fact that there was a power outage, there's no way the cameras have any kind of storage whatsoever. And you can tell around town that the power in this area is completely out. You guys walk for about 20 or so minutes. Go ahead, Jeannie, and give me one more empathize check. You stir. So Enos, as you guys are walking, all of a sudden somebody's moving on your shoulder.
Oh, think she's okay. She's all right. All right. Sophie?
Yeah.
You're
So-
okay.
You guys were kind of taking the side streets and stuff like that, trying not to be seen. A couple of if you saw people coming, you guys would just like put Jeannie down on the side, just be like, "Ah, she's just
Weekend
got-"
at
Weekend at
Bernie's.
Bernie's.
Yeah.
Pretty, yeah.
But yeah, you guys get to a certain point, like halfway to Jeannie's house, and Jeannie kind of wakes up a bit. I'm gonna say that Jeannie, you have a absolutely splitting headache at the moment.
The worst one yet.
Yes. And you don't feel any different at this moment.
Okay.
But
Y'all good?
You probably can't fully recall everything that happened at this moment.
I mean,
It's like
Jeannie's mostly just like wincing in pain at this point, and the light's too bright and everything's too loud, and
Yeah.
like she'll like reach out up to like kind of slam her hands over her ears.
Yeah.
You didn't bang your head or anything when you touched a thing and then you fell. Sophie grabbed all your books. We were gonna go to your house and like take you because you seemed like you weren't feeling good.
It hurts.
Oh, okay. Is there a 1980s equivalent of like Spud's local pharmacy kicking around?
Yeah. I would say there's Jacob's Cure-Alls.
I like it.
Jacob's Cure-Alls department store. Just like it's not a department store. It's just a general store.
Enos knows that both he and Dougie have some $2 bills burning a hole in their pockets. I'm like,
Yep.
I'll go get some Tylenol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just water too.
You see Enos standing in front of a large wall of just like a variety of products, being like, I don't know what any of these things do. Which one helps ladies with headaches?
You get a little bit of help as an awkward teenager comes over and goes, "Hi, what do you need, bud?"
A girl we're hanging out with has a headache.
Oh, all right. I mean, I saw my mom buy this stuff before.
Good enough for me.
Uh,
That sounds about right, actually. That's right up there.
Yep. So
Enos
he
returns
brings you
with
through.
painkillers.
Yep. So I will say, taking a few minutes, taking some time, having some water, you can remove the injured condition.
Okay.
Now, you guys are in the middle of town at the moment.
First aid.
First aid. Yeah.
Fistful of Midol.
Fistful of Midol. Yeah, you like slam back a couple of like probably extra strength. Tylenol was out then, of course. Yeah, it was. Of course.
Yep.
Yeah, you slam back a couple of those things, and you're feeling a little better, and your friends are around you. Your headache is going away. But yeah, like I said, you're in the middle of town. You're closer to your house than anybody else's.
And
Do you
how
want
much
to-
do I remember of what happened?
Give me a comprehend. You don't remember much at the moment.
Okay.
Do you want to use a luck?
No.
You're saving these.
All
right.
Jeannie is going to ask them to take her home.
Okay.
We do that.
You guys move through the town. And you get to Jeannie's place. You guys have been there, like I said, maybe once or twice for the different kind of study sessions every once in a while. And the lights are off and nobody's home. You do know where, of course, the spare key is. You ask everybody to look away while you go get it, because that's what everybody did in the 80s.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. It's under the doormat or like in a potted plant or
They have those fake
and
rocks yet.
it could be under a real rock.
True.
They had invented rocks by the 80s.
Yes, it's very true. Some of them even rolled. So you get
It occurs to me that Jeannie probably had pain meds in her bag because she suffers from chronic headaches.
yes, she most likely
I
probably
didn't
did.
think of that.
Anyway, don't worry. You got to meet the awkward teenager who works at the department store.
Jacobs.
Jacob's cure-alls. Welcome. Anyway, you guys get into the house. And you guys get onto the couches and let Jeannie rest. And Jeannie, as soon as you hit the couch, it is like lights out. You are out. And as things kind of calm down, do you guys talk about this day? Or do you guys kind of just let this kind of just go, holy shit, this all just happened?
Is her family anywhere close?
Her family is
like town door could have been locked while like brothers up in their room kind of deal or something of that nature.
Jeannie's, I think, an only child.
Okay.
And I think that you said there was nobody home. So.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah, there is
I
nobody
confused
home.
Jeannie and Sophie there for a second on
Oh,
the stoner
yeah,
brother
yeah,
and
yeah.
doctor.
Yes. Yeah, no. As far as you are aware, nobody is home, nobody is close. Jeannie, your mom is she's away on a trip, and your dad is probably most likely at the facilities.
It always is.
Always is.
Well, I mean, if we got some time, I don't feel right about just like leaving you to, you know.
Jeannie is knocked out at the moment, I'm gonna say. Like she is sleeping.
Yeah.
I
mean, more to the like was reasonably lucid getting to the house kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's like, do you guys want to go? Should we let her sleep? Like, what? Doug, how did you get out? I saw you like hip check a dude and then he rolled, and like you're not one for sports much, so like good on you, but
Yeah, I mean, when I need to move, I'll move. But I ended up breaking into the front office, and fortunately, I found a little grate and climbed out through the vents.
oh jeez. That was
Yeah,
like some Mike Bossy shit. Stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff. Sorry.
He I mean he was among a group of people venting and things like that, and other culture references of this modern day and age. I will allow you guys to either roll lead, comprehend, or something else, and I'll give you guys a couple of hints.
I mean, we do. I think Sophie's dad is gonna pick her up from your farm, yes. So
Maybe, yeah, Sophie, if you want to maybe call your dad and let him know that we came over here, because, you know, Jeannie had a lot more books than I do. I don't know. That's true. It's totally
That
true.
is true.
Gonna.
And
I am not a lead person, but I will give it a go. Booyah!
Enos
One
gets
success
Yep.
against all odds.
Enos, I'll give you 2 clues. And I'm going to give you a choice on what those clues could be
Okay.
as you think back to everything kind of going on. One of the clues is Sophie's brothers. The other clue is the medal itself.
Well, so guys, I got this, and he like whips out his thermos. It's
Yeah.
like the thing that she touched that she hit the ground about. I got some of it here, and I'd seen some of it come out of some of that loop salvage that we had before, and that, you know, is what it is. But they came and claimed it, so I don't know that it's safe that she touched it. I don't know if she maybe like needs a doctor or something. Like maybe that's the thing. And like Sophie's brother's a doctor, right?
He's a med student, but
Well, that's like kind of it. Here's the thing. My uncle's a welder, but he's not like a welder. He's just like he knows how to weld. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
it's close enough.
Yeah,
Right?
like if he's a med student, it just means that he's read all of the new books, right?
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
and nobody's died while he's been taking care of him.
Exactly. He's got a fresh record. We're good. I would trust Jeannie's life to your brother, the med student, implicitly. One, because he's older, and therefore, in the hierarchy of everything that works, he knows more than us.
Yeah. First of all, amazing explanation. Loved that.
But, you know what? Maybe, yeah. Maybe he can help us. Really, I should be focusing on your other brother, because we could take some of this ferrofluid and put it on one of his speakers in his stoner van, and then we can all get be a really good time. I mean,
So
what? If your dad's coming to pick us up, is there room for all of us?
I mean,
you know
we
that your parents have the van.
do have minivans, so yeah.
Could you ask for maybe your brother to come pick us up and not the cool one? Look, he gets Enos mixtapes and stuff. He's so
Yeah.
cool.
It's true.
Look, I don't even know his name off the top of my head, but he's the coolest brother. Clarence.
Or Cal.
I like it.
Clarence or Cal. Yeah. So, do you what would you like to do?
I could see if Jacob's not busy.
So,
If he is. Rest-
so do you call your house and try and get to your parents?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to really roll anything for that, but there's a few rings, and then all of a sudden you hear, "Yeah, all I want."
Hey, it's Sophie.
Oh, sup, Sophie?
Is
What do you want?
is Jacob
The
there?
Red Deer surfer.
Oh, you want to? Oh, okay. Yeah. One
Sorry.
second.
Love you.
Yeah. Hey, bro! You hear yelling across the house as, again, just like 80s and 90s, you hear the cat clap over the receiver, and you hear the
Yes.
the screaming across the house. Phone for you! All of a sudden, a couple of minutes later, you hear, "Hello, Jacob speaking."
Hey, it's Sophie.
Hey, Sophie, what's up?
Do you think you could picked up from Jeannie's?
From Jean, that's the girl whose
Yeah,
dad
the
works at the
tutor.
Loop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I've really got studying to do.
Please,
I'm,
it's important.
roll lead for me.
I'm gonna use my luck though.
Okay.
Yes.
You hear a sigh on the other end, and he goes, "Okay, all right. Is it just you, or is there the other guys there? The delinquent and the farmer dude."
Yeah, we're all here. We
Okay.
Jeannie had
all right.
some books we needed, so we came back here.
Okay. All right. Okay. don't know why I keep having to drive you everywhere. Be her hang up on the other side. And you guys are now kind of left there while he's driving over. It's about a 15-20 minute drive from where he is in, or where your house is comparatively. So you guys are, yes, very much so. So you actually are having a restful sleep at the moment, so it is a good thing. However, there are now 3 youths in this house that has weird things about it and connotations to things. Are the youths going to do anything in the house? Well, the hostess is sleeping.
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
I gotta go outside for a smoke. Still a little.
All right. Okay. So
Enos made sure to wipe all of the mud from his boots and snow before stepping into the house.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
no,
just like
it is. There are paintings here that are probably worth at this point half of your house.
Enos is worried about sitting on the furniture.
Oh, don't
in
worry.
his coveralls.
There is a couch that has the plastic covering over it.
Yeah.
That friends are allowed to sit on.
Oh, that's great. That's excellent.
After the first day you guys came by, the plastic appeared.
That's fair. Yeah, he's just sitting there worrying about stuff and like looking at a thermos and waiting for Sophie's brother to solve all their problems.
So I'm gonna say that about 20 minutes passes and you guys are relatively like, okay, well, what do we do? Kind of thing like that. And then all of a sudden you hear a knock on the door. And Jacob kind of goes, hey, Sophie, you and your friends ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what's up?
Jeannie was just having a real bad headache earlier. Do you think you could just take a quick look at her before we go?
Yeah, sure.
We need
Sure,
to tell her dad anything?
Well, I mean, yeah, I can definitely talk to her. Is she the one passed out right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
No, she's the ginger and gumboots.
He doesn't pay attention to friends, things like that. Teenage brother, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So he goes over and goes. He gently wakes up Jeannie. Hey, how you doing, kid?
I don't know.
Oh.
My head really hurt, and then I guess I fell asleep.
Okay. He does the kind of doctor thing. He pulls out like a small little flashlight. And he does like the whole eye thing. He gets a little bit of a quizzical look. You just hear him just gonna go, huh? Heterochromia, eh?
Sorry?
Your eyes. Slightly different colors. It's interesting.
My eyes are the same color.
What happened? And he looks over at you guys.
She
touched that stuff? I'll point out
What
the
stuff?
thermos.
She got a real bad headache after touching a thing and then fell to the ground, sir.
Okay, we're gonna back up here a second. And he leans back a little bit.
I don't think it was radioactive because it didn't tingle or anything. Like,
oh God.
It was out at the farm. There was this machine that had recently been dropped out there.
Oh no.
That
Yeah.
had this.
Wait,
liquid in
okay,
it.
so this was at the farm?
So like, sir, there's some scrap and salvage at the farm, and we were studying. Then we took a break, and then we went walking around, and then we touched a bunch of like stuff, and some of the stuff that she touched is in this flask. And my mom wasn't around 'cause she's not around a lot, and like we figured after she touched it and then had a little bit of a freak out and collapsed unconscious that we should bring her into town. So I carried her on my back and we carried her to her house, and then she woke up and I got her some medicine, because when a lady has a headache you get her some medicine, and then we came here, and then so
Okay. So you touched some stuff from the loop.
Yes.
I don't know as the specifics, but it's in this thermos right here,
Awesome.
and it's on the table in front of him.
Yeah, he's just like looking at it going like, oh god. Okay, well, if she's touched it and it's done something to her eyes, that's a bit weird.
I don't remember
Alright.
it, but I must have if they say so.
Oh yeah, like you
Okay.
went all like double hands, and you were like, it's real weird.
I mean, I wasn't there at the time because I was listening
Okay.
to some of my music, some of my tapes, but
Helping
Okay.
nuns cross the street and so forth.
Okay, well I know that's a lie, but that's
Yeah.
besides the point. Okay. I don't even know who to talk to about this at this point. Because there is something that it... Don't touch things from the loop. Just don't.
I have to, because it's part of my chores, sir. Because I gotta tear them down for scrap and sell to the Russians.
Am I gonna
Oh
work
no.
there?
You're one of the... Oh, you're part of that family. Oh god. Or you're part of those groups of families that get the scrap from the loop.
Yes, sir. They dump it on my front lawn.
Oh god. Okay. Alright. Give me a minute. And he goes over to the kitchen table and he pulls out one of his medical books. Or he goes out to the car, comes back with his backpack, and he pulls out like some of his medical books and goes, all right, I'm gonna need a few minutes. Oh god. Can you bring that flask over?
Sure. Enos like was about to go and pour Jeannie something to drink on instinct from the flask, and it's like, oh, nope, yeah, yes, sir.
So he's over there looking at stuff, and he's kind of like eyeing you guys every once in a while. But I would like comprehension from all of you. And this is just straight up comprehension. This is just you guys are trying to figure out what the hell is happening.
Enos has no idea what's happening. Nope.
I'm gonna spend a luck this time.
Okay.
I'm out of luck.
I am almost
not quite
out of
Two
out.
successes. All right. Sophie, or not Sophie.
Genie.
Jeannie. As you are kind of trying to piece together everything, you start remembering everything about what happened at the facility. And then you get another memory, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another. These memories start kind of compiling and building up. And all of a sudden, you remember seeing the loop being constructed, which is impossible because it was constructed 20 years ago. You start remembering holding hands with your father while this was happening. You start to have these double memories. you also then, the memories that you were having problems with start to get, you were having problem remembering things. You were getting these headaches trying to remember things. These memories are taking those spots, and those headaches are going away that you got whenever you had troubles remembering things. But you know that they're not your memories. They're Victoria's memories. And as this is happening, you hear a voice talking to you, and beside Enos, where there's an empty spot, you see Victoria sitting beside Enos.
Oh God, no!
No, you guys don't see this, obviously. But she waves at you, and she says, "I promise I will get out as soon as we find how to get out."
Jeannie kind of looks around the room and like she's gone extra pale at this, and she's like, I'm feeling a little cold. I'm just gonna go up to my room and grab a sweater. I'll be right back. And she heads upstairs.
As soon as you open your door to your room, Victoria's sitting on your bed.
I close the
And
door.
she looks
quietly.
up, and she looks to be about your age, maybe a little bit older. And she looks sad, and she looks kind of down, looking up at you.
Well, this is my room.
It's a nice room.
I guess you'll probably have to get used to it for a while.
I hope we don't have to. I really hope we can find something here.
I hope so too. I want to help you. There were people talking about you being missing. Were you dying, or
I remember very bad headaches. I remember memories missing.
same thing's been happening to me.
And we'll cut back downstairs for a minute. And Jacob looks over to you guys and goes, "All right, how long was she touching this stuff for?"
Yeah, about a minute.
About a minute?
About a minute.
So,
It
from
may
what
have been more, but Enos doesn't know.
yeah,
He had his back turned for a while.
yeah.
Sophie would know better.
Well, Sophie's just gonna let you
Yeah,
say.
Sophie would probably realize she had her hand in there for probably 5 or so minutes.
That's what I was thinking, 5.
Yeah. And he just kind of looks up and goes, "Well, this is a bit of a weird substance. It's
Well, like it's a flare fluid, sir.
yeah, it definitely one of those kind of fluids, but it's weird because it's got a here, I'll show you." And he puts the ferrofluid metal type thing on a plate.
Yeah.
And he calls the three of you over, and he goes, "So this stuff, I've seen this stuff before. It's kind of being experimented with some of the medical kind of stuff. So that's why I kind
MRIs,
of
right?
recognize it. A little bit, yeah. Especially the newer things that are coming out of the new facilities.
Yeah.
But it's connectivity. It's almost like it's a liquid wire, almost. And it can transfer stuff. It's almost like it's a connector, if you will. And if she was touching that stuff for a long time, yeah, I could see how that could affect her a bit, but I've heard strange things happening with this fluid before, but it's all brand new. Like, this is like some untested medical stuff. Like, I'm a little bit worried, guys. What the heck were you doing digging around in that stuff?
Well, I was supposed to, and we were taking a break because my brain hurt, and like, I was doing the trick, and Enos pulls out one of those like magnet rods for picking up screws and things like that, and he's like, because you can make it ferrofluids dance when you hold a magnet to them, and the thing's just like.
He grabs the rod. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
like
I can see that.
It's pretty cool, right? As long as you don't like put it in a fire or like boil it or anything, it's all good.
And as long as nobody touches it either.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's. Oh no.
Well, we know that now.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
am I gonna be able to use my thermos again?
No.
Like, even if I like Brillo had it real good. Oh. That was the only one we had.
Hey, we have a spare thermos at my house. We'll give you a thermos.
Enos is broken.
We'll get you a thermos. Okay. All right. Now, I need an explanation that we're going to have to talk to a doctor about this, like an actual doctor. But in the meantime, I'll take you guys home. I'll tell Jeannie to rest up. And I will leave a note for her dad to call me. I will explain the situation. And we'll go from there. All right?
You sure she's going to be okay by herself? Maybe.
All right. One of you stay. And I'm sure, and I'll come by and I'll pick you up after.
Well, Dougie, we shouldn't be in a lady's house by her, like with her alone. So, Sophie, why don't you do it?
Yeah, I can stay with her. Is that okay?
Okay.
Jacob?
Is that all right,
Yep,
sir?
Yep, it will be me or Cal coming to get you. I won't out you to your parents, okay?
Well, like we figured the best thing to do would be to like call you to check her out. Like, was that not the right thing to do, sir?
I mean, other than going to an emergency room or something like that, but I mean, there's not really. Anyway,
I don't know how well my phone works sometimes, sir. And
okay. How'd you guys get? Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, you two get in my car. Let's go. You can tell he's already fed up.
It's only about 4 miles from the farm.
Yeah.
Out of town.
Oh my gosh, you guys. So anyway, he gets you guys to go out to the car, and he goes, "All right, Sophie, give me a call later, okay?"
Okay.
All right, and if Mr. Hawthorne gets back, give me a call. I'll talk to him right away, okay?
Okay, I will.
All right. Okay. So you guys get into the car and you drive off towards your houses. The evening is going by, or just before. So you hear the car's doors slam, Jeannie, and you see from your bedroom window, you see Dougie and Enos get in the car with Jacob. Sophie's not with them. And you see the car reverse and start to drive away. And Victoria looks up at you and goes, "I'm terribly sorry. I wasn't trying to make things difficult."
Don't be sorry. This is This is something out of our control. And she steps in, and she's looking really intently at Victoria's eyes. And then she turns and crosses to the dresser in her room and looks in the mirror at her own eyes.
What color is Jeannie's eyes?
They're hazel.
One of them is a piercing blue eye.
You're a husky now.
And it matches Victoria's, I'm assuming?
Victoria's eyes are one's brown, the opposite eye, and the other is hazel. Or, sorry, one is hazel and the other is blue.
Jean moves over to sit on the bed and crosses her legs and says, all right, well, I mean, I guess we're waiting for my dad to come home or something, but I should probably just tell you everything. And
she nods.
She will pass this time telling Victoria everything that has happened, everything she can think of from when her headaches started up until she entered the room Victoria was in.
Lord dump.
There is this back and forth that you two have while Sophie is sitting downstairs, kind of just going like, I don't know what I'm doing right now. You got the TV going on right now.
Yeah.
It's
She feels like she should go, like, kind of check on her, but at the same time, she kind of saw that she was kind of acting weird. She kind of wanted to give her space because she didn't know what's going on in her head.
So there's this back and forth that you two have. And as you're having this conversation, there are weird parallels. But the big difference between the two stories is her father was cold and calculated, while your father is warm and what's a good way to like state loving? Yeah, I'm just gonna say warm and loving comparatively. And there are certain things that she recalls taking a certain medication, and you take a look at one of the medications that you take, it's the exact same. And there's all of a sudden, all of these things just kind of lead up to the same point. And that was becoming loop director. Victoria looks at you and she goes, I don't know what happened afterwards, but I remember getting these headaches, and I remember these weird things happening. But I don't remember anything else.
Well, we have to figure it out before my dad becomes loop director, or else I'll be lost too, and you'll be lost with me.
And as that happens, you hear a car pulling up. And out from the car, damn it, I just read chat. Sorry. I just looked over and I just read chat.
Jeannie is absolutely being groomed into a Hell 9000 supercomputer.
Nah.
No.
I'm sure it's totally innocent.
Yeah. Fine.
And you hear the front door open, and Sophie, you're just sitting on the couch watching some hockey highlights or something like that. And all of a sudden, you see Mr. Hawthorne at the door going, Sophie? Is that right?
Hello, sir.
I thought that you were going to be at the farm. I was just dropping off some stuff.
We were.
You guys came here?
Yeah, there were some books Sophie wanted, so we just decided to study here.
Oh.
But then she got a really bad headache, so
Oh,
we didn't want to
shoot.
leave her alone, so I
Oh.
stayed until you got home. I had my
Okay,
brother come and check her out, actually.
Oh,
You wanted me to
good.
call him once you got here, though.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Here, what's your phone number? And you guys start talking about the things like that, and he goes, she had a bad headache.
Yeah, she when we were at the farm, Ines was kind of showing us some of the loop stuff, and
Oh no.
she might have touched something. So
What did she touch?
do I remember the name of it? I didn't write it down.
You know what? It's like a description of like
Yeah.
the ferro fluid.
Looks like a liquid metal made out of motor oil.
Like
That-
silver.
That was at the farm?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it! I thought we. Okay. Well, thank you for telling me that. Here, I'll give your household a call. And he goes over and you start hearing him dial in the phone. Could you go see if she can come downstairs?
Okay.
And you hear him start talking. Hi. Yes. No, I still don't watch hockey. No, Yes. Well, no. Your daughter was watching the hockey. Yep. Okay.
Go up and I'll just kind of like softly like knock on the door.
Jean, you'll get up and answer the door. No sign of the sweater that she said she was going to get. And looking just a little overwhelmed and a little dazed. But she'll swing the door open and say, Did I hear a car?
Yeah, your dad's home now.
Oh, I should probably go talk to him, I think.
Okay, he's just talking with Jacob. But I'm sure he'll want to ask you some questions when he's done.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs.
Okay.
And Jeannie will make her way down to the kitchen slowly.
Okay. As you get down to the kitchen, you hear your dad talking to Alan, who is or Mr. Doyle, and you just hear a couple of things like, "No, I'm sure he's a great hockey player. I understand. I do work at the Loop, and no, we're not all like me. We're not all nerds. Yeah. No, but your daughter's here. Okay. Yeah. It's like half things, and then all of a sudden you just hear, "Great, you're on your way. Great." Hangs up the phone. Oh. Mr. Doyle can talk. Your father is really
Very passionate.
enthusiastic about sports.
Yes.
He's told me
So
he used
sorry.
to play. He used to play for a couple or one of the teams.
I'm so sorry he rattles.
Yeah, apparently he was, but he was a rookie on one of the teams, and then some kind of injury. To be honest, I got about 5 words out of all of it. None of it made sense to me.
I just tune him out when he tells me the story, to be honest.
Okay, well, he's just finishing up something, and he'll be on his way shortly. I'm gonna make us some food.
Okay. Thank you.
Jeannie, oh my goodness, sweetie, and he goes over and gives you a big hug. And then he kind of just brushes your hair and he goes, "Oh, sweetie, I heard you had a bad headache." Jeannie, sweetie, what happened to your eyes?
Dad, I think there's something we need to tell you.
Okay. And at that point, this is going to be a great point for a break.
I like it.
Because I didn't expect you to tell the adults.
That'll be good.
So we're going to take a 10-minute or 15-minute break here, one or the other.
Probably
What are we taking? What are we taking?
15 minutes, because you said that we got some stuff to unpack. So 7:50, we'll call it.
7:50.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for taking a little bit of an early one, but gotta do some work here.
You're welcome.
You do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Cool. Be back shortly.
All right, see you guys soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. there are times when players do things and they choose certain actions and they have certain ideas that absolutely change your story and the ideas and the people. And sometimes those can create some of the best moments in TTRPGs. Because you're forced to change the ideas and the thoughts that people have. And isn't that what storytelling is all about?
Changing the
Oh.
thoughts of children forcibly? Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Making
Not what I was
nightmares
going
come
for
true.
exactly there.
Keeping you on your
Nightmares.
toes. How about that?
Enos is ready for his forcible indoctrination through the brainstem. He saw Flight of the Navigator. He knows what this is about.
Sophie is picked up, and a conversation takes place between Jeannie and her father. It is a long conversation. From the points of who is who, what is what you found, and the fact that Victoria exists and what that means. And your father the entire time listens. And he listens intensely. And we find ourselves on Monday morning. Enos arrives at the school with Dougie in tow. It was a pretty snowy day at this point, and so Dougie's grandmother drove you guys both to the school to drop you off.
Very helpful, ma'am. Thank you.
Don't think anything of it. You boys take care of yourselves today. I packed an extra cookie in both of your lunches.
Thank you, ma'am.
And she looks to Dougie and she goes, as Enos leaves the car, she looks to Dougie and goes, "It's been a long time since I've seen and heard from your father.
Yeah?
I just want to make sure you don't end up like him." And she gives you a hug.
I'll hug her back.
And she scoots you out. Now, get out there and learn, okay?
I'll try.
She nods and shuts the door.
Dougie,
And
Yeah?
your grandma's like one of them like psychic folks from the TV?
I don't think so. Why?
But I thought your dad was dead, dude.
No, he's in jail.
Oh, see, you made a comment where it's like, nah, he's like dead to the world, or like, I thought you meant like he was like my dad, like.
No. No.
Oh, well that's a little more complicated, isn't it?
Yeah,
next
I
up,
suppose.
and you guys continue this conversation about philosophy about fathers for a few more minutes. As the next car or van shows up, not playing as loud music, but Cal is grumbling because he burst one of the speakers in the back. So the highs really aren't working. So all you're hearing is like the mids and the lows. And it's their own
is okay with this.
yeah. And because this is their own tracks that they have been mixing and recording, they didn't realize how to record basses properly. So it's all messed up, and all you're hearing every once in a while is like
Like you.
and it's like and as the because we have to mention it every episode, the woman riding a dolphin
No.
Unicorn
God damn it.
riding a lion,
riding
jet skiing on
these-
two people in chainmail bikinis.
That's right, thank you.
At no point
Or
did I ever
in a
describe this as a
field.
woman.
Within a field of stars.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's and he's just like, all right, well, I mean, I dropped you off. You can get out of the car now, I guess.
Well, you shouldn't make me tuck and roll.
I mean, not today. I mean, it's mostly sheet ice down there. I'm not that much of a jackass.
We are equal opportunity chainmail bikini wearers on this channel. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get out and you see Enos and Dougie talking. And you know, you do the wave over to them and stuff like that. And then that expensive car comes in. And out from the car comes Jeannie. Wearing, do you guys remember back in the 90s and 80s where, you know, there'd be the kid who had like eye surgery type thing done? And they would have like one of those blacked out lenses or something like that on a pair of glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Jeannie comes out of the car wearing one of those. And as you are about to get dropped off, your dad looks to you and goes, I'm going to start taking a look into things here. Thank you for coming to me, Jeannie. And you think back to the conversation you had. And your father was shocked at all of the information that you informed him about. And he was almost sickened when he found out Victoria's name. And he said, I was told Victoria was something that was created. I was told that it was something that the director has been working on for years. You're not taking that medication anymore. There's something wrong there. I'm going to dig into this and I'm going to find out what's happening. And as you get out of the car, he says, just try and pretend like nothing's happened. And just that you have a bad eye today, okay? We have to pretend like things are normal for a little while.
With everybody? All my friends, even?
Friends that you know, you can talk to them. But please don't do anything rash. Please.
I promise I'll do my best.
Atta girl. And he gives you a little pull in and he goes, okay, well, try and have a good day today, okay?
Yeah, you too, Dad.
All right. I would like you to roll a Actually, I want all four of you, as you guys can see into the car, as it's a bit of a prolonged discussion as Jeannie's leaving. I would like you all to... Oh, by the way, all of you can remove one condition.
Okay.
All of you can roll one of those. Or remove one of those. You can either do a investigate or a sneak, as if you're looking into the car. You can do one or the other. I'm looking for a certain amount of successes between all of you.
Well, so far that's 4 successes.
That's 4 successes.
Was that enough?
I will...
Of 4 players.
Of 4 players.
Yeah.
I will give you guys this. You didn't see your father on Sunday, Jeannie. That is the first clue I'm giving. The second clue is, Enos, you think you recognize a bag in the back of the car.
Okay.
I'll give you another clue in a bit on that one.
Okay.
Sophie,
Mhm.
you also recognize that bag.
Okay.
Dougie, you see a man with a very particular look on his face. And you've seen that look before. Now, it's about 20 minutes till school starts. And I'm going to say this, that the school doors are locked, and Mr. Greenhorn is looking at the doors. He's outside still, and he's like, he looks like he's talking to one of the other kind of PAs, and just kind of talking to each other, and like just a little, they look confused. And you see a bunch of the kids kind of like freezing, like, you know, the couple of kids who normally go inside to warm up and stuff like that. And it's a particularly kind of a cold day today.
This happens sometimes when it gets like minus 40, minus 50, and the doors are like stuck.
It's not that cold.
Well, I mean, like
Did it
maybe
freeze
they just
overnight?
don't know how to open the doors anymore, or maybe they lost the keys or something. But if they don't get it within 15 minutes, I was told that it's automatically a snow day and we don't have to go to school.
Yeah, you see
That's
the-
when
you
the
see
bell
the-
rings, though, right?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but
Like, you
but
can't
yeah,
get inside.
there's a-
Like, what do you do?
well, yeah, a lot of the kids are talking and stuff like that. But yeah, like you see these 3 teachers talking to each other. Yeah, Mr. Armstrong, Mr. Greenhorn, and a PA basically are talking to each other. And they look kind of concerned. And you guys kind of notice that there's only 3 cars in the staff parking lot.
Does Jeannie normally wear glasses?
Yes, I thought she did, didn't she?
Yep.
And this is how many days since we've seen her last?
2 days.
2 days?
2 days.
Still got headaches?
Oh yeah. That
No, you do not.
no, I don't. But I don't know how else to explain everything right now.
Well, be real careful about like covering an eye. Like I tried walking around with a welding goggle on once, but just like the one, and it could really screw up like your ability to pick stuff up.
For this morning, she's basically just gonna say that, like, yeah, bright light in that eye has been bothering her, and
Damn.
she's like, I'll tell you all about it later.
Okay.
Just for slight comedic effect, Jeannie, as you're looking around, you look to the side and you see Victoria, and she actually walks into something. Like, it looks like she physically walks into something because she sees through that eye, and she can't right now because you're kind of You're blocking her sight.
Yeah. Just kind of like whisper like sorry out of the side of my mouth.
Yeah, and she goes, "No, it's okay. It's okay. Am I going the right way?" And she kind of like goes in and out of things. Because she's not. I mean,
Yeah.
she is real,
But she's
she's
not
kind of real.
She doesn't have a
She's a-
physical form.
Tangentially
ha-
corporeal.
Tangentially corporeal. Yeah. She's corporeally challenged.
I like it.
Love it.
So, as you guys are kind of going around, it's getting closer and closer to the bell, and you start seeing Mr. Hawthorne or Mr. Armstrong and Mr. Greenhorn going up to students and saying, we're calling back the buses. We got the payphone over there. We're making the calls. If you need anything, call your parents. Just tell them to come pick you up when they, they say your name, like you say who's calling. Just say, hey, come pick me up.
See, I told you. Like, I didn't think it was that cold, but I mean, Alberta's weird.
You guys can do some sneak checks, or there's not really like an overhearing ability, is there?
No, sneak kind of fills that.
Sneak fills that. Let's do that.
Sneaks.
Oh,
Okay.
Success.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, the both of
8
you.
successes.
8 successes. All right.
Nice.
I love it.
On today.
We are very sneakies.
Yeah. You guys are just
It's
like.
not going to try to sneak.
So yeah, I'm gonna say that Dougie, you just like. You don't disappear, but you're able to blend in with all the other kids and stuff like that, and you kind of overhear Mr. Armstrong talking with a parent that's there, and it's going like, I don't know what's going on. It's very unlike the other teachers not to show up. It's, it was going to be a good day today. We were going to do some painting with some of the students. Find those happy places for all of us. But yeah, none of the teachers, none of them are answering their phones. It's a bit of a weird one today. Not sure what's going on. And you kind of get the same thing from Mr. Greenhorn. It's none of the teachers are around. Nothing. And roll, Jeannie. I'm gonna get you to roll for Victoria.
Okay.
You can roll comprehend. Basically same stats. I'm just gonna do an adjustment on something on my end.
Okay. Yeah. We're pretty similar.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna use. Can I use my luck on her?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, you can. I'm gonna say that she has 2 luck points.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that she has 2 luck points. So she'll use one of them. Okay. So you get that success. So she's looking around and goes, I know this building. This was my old school. This is where I saw the 4 of you. Yeah, this is where I saw you guys.
This is where we all go to school.
But how did I see you here then?
I don't know.
And then she starts kind of wandering around a bit.
Jeannie will kind of wander with her. If anybody says anything, she'll just be like, "Oh, I'm just waiting my turn to call my dad. Once everybody else is called, then I'll give him a call."
Oh, perfect.
I don't think that Mr. Greenhorn would suspect that she's up to anything.
No. As you're walking around with Victoria, you're kind of realizing like she's having a hard time seeing, but because everything's kind of looking dark to her right now because of the glasses. But she kind of goes like, there was something that connected me to the school here. I don't know what it was, but it was like a long cable or something, but it was like a series of tubes. as she kind of describes things as she's moving around. But sorry, I did interrupt you there. Did you have an idea of something?
Yeah, when she's kind of out of view, Jeannie is going to like pull her glasses down a little bit so that Victoria can see.
Oh, thank you.
Does
and
that
she
help?
walks. That helps out immensely. Perfect. And she starts looking around and she goes, there. That's how I got in. And you see a cable that goes along the power line, and you realize that she was connected to the school directly. And that's kind of where that comprehension is. But I would like, while that's happening, while the two of you are looking around, is there anything the other three would like to be doing at this moment?
What was the state of paddles?
Oh, of course, paddles. Paddles is, I'm gonna say paddles is at around a week left of battery power.
I feel like Enos, given everything that happened, wouldn't leave paddles in the dollhouse. I
You
feel
think
like
he
Enos
brought
would
them?
have brought paddles for Jeannie.
Okay.
Jeannie's
That's
robot.
fine. Yep, that's fair. Yeah, I would say that you brought paddles with you. That is fine. Paddles is in like a lot. You got it like a duffel bag you borrowed probably from Sophie or something like that. Like you have like a hockey bag that has him in it, kind of thing like that.
Evie's got a gunny, or Enos has a gunny sack.
A gunny sack. That's
Right?
perfect.
It's like a sack of potatoes with a drawstring on the end of a hobo bindle. That's his backpack for school half the time.
One of the
paddles
teachers
goes in there.
Yeah, one of the teachers like, I'm gonna get you a backpack, kid. Jesus Christ.
It's serviceable. I mean, it works, and it's the canvas is reasonably waterproof, so it's all right. Like, it does the trick.
Jesus. Yeah,
It scrubs real easy.
Yeah.
But Enos insured to bring paddles for Jeannie, because like it's her stuff. It's not mine.
As you guys are kind of going around, kind of trying to figure out what the heck's going on, I would like you guys to give a little bit better thought to what you saw in. Actually, no, sorry, not yet.
Was it a
again,
gunny
these were very
sack
rough
in the
notes.
back seat of his car?
Sorry, what?
Was it a gunny sack in the back seat of his car?
No, it wasn't a gunny sack. No, it was something else. But anyway, sorry. My notes are a little bit jumbled, amazingly enough.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? So as you guys are kind of going around, you hear the Mr. Greenhorn go, "Attention, students. Very sorry, but please, we can't open the school today. Some of the teachers are missing, and we can't host you wonderful students today. And we don't even have the keys to the school at the moment. So we apologize, but please, if you are within walking distance, please get home safely. If you need a drive, we're getting the buses back to try and to get everybody home. Please make sure you get home safely. We'll be staying here until all the students get home."
You all thought the Alberta government was wisely spending our tax dollars? When really, 80% of the school staff were just like spies.
So yeah, you guys have a day to yourselves, all four of you. Jeannie, your father doesn't answer his phone because he's obviously going to the loop. And Dougie, your grandmother does pick up and goes, "All right, fine, I'll be there. I was trying to make sure that you'd had good schooling and everything." Hangs up the
I
phone.
mean, I feel like I wouldn't have called my grandma.
Oh yeah, no, that you
I
know
would
what? That's
dialed
fair.
like the Pizza Hut or something.
Oh, they're welcome to Pizza Hut.
Hey, grandma, how's it going?
Hi, Dougie. Yeah, we'll pretend again.
Okay, okay, good. Yeah. You'll be here soon? Okay.
Yeah, we'll be there soon. Order a pizza next time, kid. Jesus.
Right.
Click. Sophie, your mom or dad picks up, and it sounds like one of them is going to be on their way. So you have one parent on their way to pick up all four of you. But where would you guys like to go today? Because there's now four of you. Yeah.
Enos specifically is like, I brought paddles.
I mean, my parents aren't home, so we could go to my house if you want.
Yeah, all right.
Sounds like a good idea. A more private place to discuss stuff.
And it's not so cold out.
Yeah. So
Barn don't got a heater, so like,
Yeah, so let's head to Jeannie's living room.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Doyle pops up and goes, "Oh, all right, kids, all in the van. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Good. I guess I'm dropping you all off, or I guess snow day. Are you gonna go do some tobogganing, some skiing, some cross country skiing? Or are you gonna go do some ice skating? Or are you gonna go do some? He starts listing off.
Dad.
Yes. Yeah,
we're gonna go hang out at Jeannie's.
We have studying to do, sir, because the ladies are helping me with my grades, sir.
Well, it's not what I was going to suggest, but all right.
We'll make sure we have some fun too. Don't worry, Dad.
I cannot emphasize enough how much help I need, sir.
Hey, don't worry. I wasn't too much for school myself, I tell you. I was a bit of a sports guy myself. Rookie for Calgary Flames there now. All right, let's get going.
Let's see.
He was on the farm team for the Calgary Flames.
The first Red Deer bobsled team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's driving you, and he's just the entire time he's just regaling you with sports stories and other things that are just like, yep. And Sophie, you've heard these 100 times.
Yeah.
And at least 3 facts change every time.
I just make little side comments every time, being like, "Oh, and last time it was this."
Yeah, exactly. And it was just like, yeah, no, you're right there. Yeah. Yep. Driving along. He does stop by a Tim Hortons for you guys to get some donuts, because Timbits weren't out at I think the 1980s.
Little Caesars was.
Little Caesars was. Crazy bread. It's true.
Yeah. $2 pizzas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna get you guys. He's gonna go, "You guys need some brain food. Really good pizza here." And he goes in, and you guys wait and get yourselves some $2 pizzas. And he goes, "I'm sure your parents will be fine with it. It's fine. You guys are all growing kids. You need protein and carbs.
Thank you, sir.
Important.
My 2 favorite food groups, sir, along with cheese.
Tomato.
Yeah, I think that's the only type of food groups that anybody needs. Don't need no veggies.
Technically, that's protein, carbohydrates, and fat. I mean, really.
Yeah. So anyway, he drops you guys off at Jeannie's place, and you guys kind of go into the house, and you guys, I presume you kind of break down everything, Jeannie. a
Yeah,
bit,
I mean, she's gonna start by apologizing to Enos right away. And she's this morning when you asked if my head still hurt, and I said it did, that actually wasn't true, and I'm sorry that I lied. I just didn't think that I had time to tell the whole story, and I didn't want you to like worry about me, so I thought I would just say something that you already knew was happening to me.
That's all right. I'm glad it doesn't hurt anymore. That's nice.
I'm really glad too, but
Yeah.
things are definitely a lot weirder than they were.
As you
So
see,
like
Victoria just kind of sitting over in a corner, just going like,
Yeah, Ginny's gonna take off her glasses, and it's pretty
Pretty
I was
obvious.
gonna
obvious.
say, like, when do you become completely cool? Because you've got like the half cool thing going on, and then like, is it a transformation, like a butterfly sort of deal, or like?
It's more hiding.
He is crushed immediately that nobody laughed at his joke. And he is immediately just like, oh God, what have I done? What have I done? What did I say?
take an upset condition. No.
Yeah, so they would all see now that she's got this one like bright blue eye.
Yeah.
Would
I saw a dog
Virginia
like that once.
said that she can see Victoria, or are you keeping that?
I don't think she would have had a chance to say it yet. She
Okay.
wants to tell them now. Something happens in that room. I found Victoria in that room. I mean, her body, yeah, like we saw her, but I found her consciousness.
Enos is going back to the memory and just goes like, I saw her naked.
Her personality, I guess, is in me.
Sorry, just James's face right now is just like 100%. All Enos is hearing is just going like, in one ear, out the other. I saw a naked
1,000-yard
lady.
stare. Sorry, she's in you?
Like you're sharing a body?
Like,
Not exactly. I can just see her the way that I see the rest of you. But
ooh.
she asked me to take her away from there, and I couldn't just leave her. So I brought her with me.
Victoria kind of looks over to you and goes, can you turn the TV on and turn it to channel 2?
Hold on just a sec. She wants me to turn the TV on. So I'll go over and turn it on and flick it over to channel 2.
Could you put your hand on the TV? It's like playing white static. And as you do, you start to hear Victoria talking.
Can everybody hear that?
Thank you, all of you, for helping me out, get out of wherever I was. Thank you.
She can hear you all if you talk.
Jeannie,
She's here.
I think you might be part like TV, because she could only talk to us through the TVs and the radios before, but now she can talk to us through you.
Yeah.
Was your mom a TV? And he's like,
Enos.
immediately like, no, that's stupid. Why did you say that? What's wrong with you?
I mean, there must be something that's different about me for that to happen, but I don't know what it is.
And Victoria kind of fills out the kind of other backside of where she saw the loop, getting made, where she remembers these headaches, where she remembers taking this medication and things like that. And she's filling in the gaps of everything. Like the two of you are kind of filling everybody in about everything. and that Victoria was trapped for a very long time in that pod.
Janie, did
Yeah?
you tell your dad that you touched something at the farm, or did you tell your dad that you touched something at the CBC?
She has this moment of wanting to like clarify that it really isn't the CBC. But
It was on the sign, Jeannie.
she pushes past that and she's like, I was too scared, Enos. I had to tell him everything.
Oh, well, the
All-
CBC wouldn't lie to us, so I understand.
All the things that were happening to me happened to Victoria. I don't want to end up like she did.
That makes sense.
Who prescribed you that medication, Jeannie? Does it say on the bottle?
I mean, my dad just gave it to me. I don't know. I can go look.
And as you guys go look for the medication, you find the bottle. On the bottle is Connor Fitzpatrick. Dr. Connor Fitzpatrick.
Why would the loop director prescribe you medication?
Because doctors can prescribe medications. And
Is he that kind of doctor?
he actually has multiple doctorates.
Okay. That wouldn't surprise me, actually.
MD, PhD.
He from actually, you know what? Jeannie would know all this information about him, but he was at one point a doctor of psychology, of psychosis, of multiple different degrees. But one of them was a medical doctor. He actually had training as a frontline doctor.
I imagine that Jeannie and Victoria, like with filling each other in, Jeannie would have asked Victoria by now if Victoria was prescribed any weird medication when she was taking when she had her headaches.
She was, and
Okay.
100% it was the same medication.
Okay, so Jeannie will tell them that as well.
Yeah, it's those like little plastic ones, like the ones that have like the powder or liquid inside kind of thing like that.
Or like the capsules?
Yeah. Jeannie, what was that weird bag your dad had in his car? It looked awful familiar.
Bag in his car?
Yeah, there's a bag in the back seat
Yeah.
trunk.
I don't know why it seemed awfully familiar, but I can't place it as such with the current information in my brain that I can recall immediately.
Would Jeannie remember?
No, you probably don't really remember the bag because you were concentrating on the conversation with your dad. However, I will give you guys another comprehend check for the two that know what the bag might be.
If I can hit the right C word.
Success.
Success.
All right. Against all odds.
We did it.
We did it.
Yay. Yeah, we did it.
It was Al's sporting goods.
So like a duffel bag or like a hockey bag or like
it was just like one of those kind of grocery store bags.
okay.
And it said Al's on it. And you've seen it before. You've seen it before specifically when you've been picked up. Enos.
Because they're in the back seat of mom's car?
No, they're in the back seat of another person's car.
Oh, from
Clarence's car.
oh. I see.
And you would know that bag, Sophie, because you do a pretty intense sport for a young person. You do.
I do lots of
You do lots of sports, but you do one that's pretty intense.
MMA.
Biathlon.
Yeah.
And we'll leave that one there for a minute.
Okay.
And as you guys are all talking, Jeannie, you notice Victoria's looking out the window. And as you go over to the window to take a look out as well, you see a person standing out on the field across from your house. Just one person. Can't really make out who it is.
Can I tell whether it's an adult or a kid or?
It's an adult. At least that's what you think. Just across the way. And yeah, that's what you guys kind of are at right now. You guys have paddles there, you have this going on. And as your guys' evening goes on, you start to see, as the day goes on, more and more adults just kind of walking to the field. And probably after the second one, you realize that they've been standing out there for a while.
Are they looking like at the house, or are they?
They're looking at the house.
Do they react at all? Like, if I close the blinds and just peek through them, or open the blinds all the way wide, do they react to any of that?
Nope. And you now, as I said, there's about 3 of them out there now, just staring at the house.
Look,
Victoria, have you ever seen anything like this before?
No.
Dougie just, no, not going out for a smoke now, though.
Look, I made an off-brand joke about pod people in the first episode. And I'm just gonna say it out loud. Like, them fellers standing in a field, looking like they're gonna point and scream at everybody. I'm feeling a little wigged out, and I grow up near corn.
So, as I said, that there's about 3 of them out there right now, just staring at the house.
It's unsettling.
Maybe we should try and leave, or
Yeah,
Maybe.
but did they follow us back to the house? Did you guys see any of these folks at school?
I'm going to say that no, you did not see anybody following the car.
All right. It's a little cold out. It's a little weird.
It's weird that they're just staring at my house.
Oh, I mean, isn't your dad kind of like a bigwig?
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Nothing like this has ever happened before.
Well, I know when my mom wants a job, she just goes to the house of the man that she wants to get hired, and then they have a conversation outside where their wife doesn't hear about it, and then she gets a job.
I mean, but my dad's not here.
But maybe they're waiting for his car to show up. But
it's about, I'm going to say, it's about 2 o'clock right now. So it's not like you guys have been kind of studying for a little bit, or not studying, talking about everything weird going on. And talking to Victoria and finding out how the 60s were.
It was a wild ride, man.
Yeah, they just start, more and more people just kind of start appearing in the field as you guys are talking. And there is, in total, after about another half hour, 8 people standing in the field.
This is getting really creepy. I kind of want to get out of here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Call the police?
Isn't one of those fellers the police? Uh-oh.
No,
No.
not from what you can tell from here. You can
Well,
just
I
see
mean, like-
8 people.
I could I could call Deputy Ned. Like this is what you're supposed to do when calling the police. Like we got these cherry bombs that Dougie gave us. We could chuck them at him. But
True. We do have
somehow I
those.
feel like that's probably a Dougie solution to this problem.
What
and
if
I
we?
won't speak for him.
What if we just?
I think
leave-
there's just too many people, Enos. It's a good thought, but we would need a few more if we were.
Well,
to
yeah,
try
why
it.
don't we
We
you-
could just
you-
sneak out the back door through the neighbor's yard. They wouldn't be able to see us. The house would be in the way.
that's true. We could do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Like, Deputy Ned owes me a couple of favors. Maybe he'll come and like tell him to all just like shuffle off though. You know,
I mean, if you trust him and you want to call him, that's okay.
well, he helps us out from time to time, and I fix his boat. He gives me money for it sometimes.
If you want to call him, the phone's just right over there.
Yeah, why don't we? You know what? I'll let him know, and then we'll head over. Whose house is physically closer to Jeannie's? Is it Dougie's or Sophie's?
My-
It
Mine.
would be Dougie's.
Yeah.
Why don't we go to Dougie's house? Nobody will mess with this grandma.
No, I
Like
don't
if
think
she saw
anyone would.
people.
Oh,
I
I
do
don't
feel
think
better knowing
anyone
that-
would even think to go there.
I'd feel better knowing there was a grown up at home.
That makes sense. Like if Dougie's grandma, Miss Scott saw a bunch of people standing on her yard, it doesn't matter if it's winter. She'd turn the hose on them, and like she doesn't give a hoot.
That's true.
It's pretty refreshing.
So,
So yeah, I'll call Deputy Ned and be like, hey, there's a bunch of folks standing around in the street, and they look like they might need some help, and they're being all
Okay.
creepy weirdo like a bunch of hippies, and he'll come
Okay.
and straighten them out.
Okay. Perfect. So you call and you go, and you hear on the other end, "Hi, diddly-o, neighborinos. How can I help you?"
Of course he does. Of course he does. Deputy Ned, sir, this is Enos.
Oh, Enos. What can I do for you?
Well, we're trying to study over at my friend Jeannie's house, and it's just over on insert random Red Deer address here.
Oh,
And there's a bunch of folks and fellers just standing out. Like some of them are on the street, and I know you're not supposed to do that. Some of them are like standing in a field, and I think they might be tweaking, sir. And like they're just staring, and it's real creepy. I think they might be a bunch of hippies.
oh. Well then, that's a bit weird. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
on my way now there, Enos. Now you stay put until I get there, all right?
Oh, you know, I just wanted to. We're just using her phone. We're gonna go over to our friend's place and study.
Oh, now, boys and girls, you stay there. You stay safe and lock the doors. Make sure nobody gets in now, okay? I'm gonna be over there in lickety split time.
I'll do my best, sir. Click.
And yeah, you hear about 10-15 minutes go past.
Do you guys want to stay here and wait for him?
Oh,
you
yeah.
heard my side of the conversation.
True.
What would Jeannie do?
Jeannie
Because we
would
can
ask,
go.
Jeannie would ask Enos how much he trusts this guy.
He's always been kind to me, and I don't know any of those people out there. But I mean, you know,
Question:
he's always been kind to me.
Do you know those people out there?
I don't know. Do we?
Well, they're a little far hard to see. Do you have something that you could do to maybe find out?
There's gotta be like, it's
Gotta be
Jeannie. She has to
binoculars.
have binoculars or a telescope. or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Your dad would have a binocular set.
Your
or,
dad's
things
probably
like that.
straight up the kind of geek that would do bird watching. Come on now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you definitely go. You go into the lounge, or his study. You go into his study. He had 100%. He has a study, and inside the study, you see beautiful portraits of hand-painted birds and other kind of things like that.
Those like watercolor landscapes and stuff.
Yeah, beautiful things like that, and a couple of stuffed birds like up at top, and things like that. It's yeah, he's got a bunch of that kind of stuff. And you see at least 5 pairs of binoculars hanging on the wall for different distances. And yeah, so yeah, you guys can grab them. So I said it was cold, and it's starting to get into the afternoon, so the sun is starting to dip. I'm gonna say it's about -15, -20. When you look through the binoculars, there's 8 people out there. They're not wearing any kind of winter clothing. In fact, they're wearing... Wait a minute. Is that Mrs. Scott? Yeah, no, that's Mr. Marks. That's the math teacher over there.
He's the missing teachers?
It's the teachers.
Look, I said pod people, and I meant it in jest.
Yeah, those are the teachers over there.
They're definitely all teachers.
They're all 8 of the people over there are teachers from your school, including the principal and vice principal.
Okay.
Oh,
Ginny says, well, I mean, we called help, and the help we called isn't a teacher. So that's probably a good start.
that makes sense. The help we called is a police officer, and that's what you're supposed to do, because the police are our friends.
So, you wait 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Look, I'm just going to put it out there. If Deputy Ned doesn't come here in the next, like, crap o'clock, we got to cheese it.
Yeah.
And as it rolls over to 3, the people in the field start walking forward.
Start walking
Towards the house.
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this.
No.
And you don't hear the car yet.
Are we running or are we fighting here, people?
Here's the thing. We got some cherry bombs, and the house would make a big distraction.
You can't blow up my house.
Edie, does your dad have any liquor?
He does have a liquor cabinet.
I mean, yeah, but shouldn't we just run away?
We could run away, but I'm gonna do this real quick, and I'm gonna pop it open. Just pick a bottle of whiskey and get a rag from the kitchen.
You're just gonna don't light the lady's house on fire. She already scolded me for that.
Just, if you're gonna open the door to throw it, you have to close the door and lock it afterward, okay? Like, we need barriers in between them and us.
Dougie, the police are on the way, sir.
Are they,
That
though?
may be, but are we?
All right,
Are we?
Dougie,
Are they?
Are you going to throw this?
Molotov
I'm
cocktail.
going to say, hold on. Let me roll something here.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. I'm going to roll a
Does your
D100
dad-
here.
Does your dad have house insurance?
You have to have house insurance.
All right. So you go rooting through that liquor cabinet, and you're like, higher percentage. That's better. I know that's better. And you find a bottle, really dark liquid inside, like super dark liquid. And you're like, okay, yeah, this 68%, perfect. You grab that bottle, and you go running over, and you unscrew it. It smells like campfire as soon as you pop it open. And you look at it, and you're like, Lagavulin. Lagavulin? 40 year. 40's good, right?
God.
And
Was it life?
no,
Lagavulin is a scotch
Oh.
that is delicious.
and this is a 40-year-old bottle.
Oh,
Anyway.
no.
Like a couple $1,000.
At this period of time, yes. Now,
No.
you stuff a rag in it, and you dip it in the liquid, and you go to the front door. Are you going to do this?
Are we staying or are we running? Am I using?
I think we should go. Jeannie makes a good, compelling argument.
I think we should go too.
I think we should go too. And I can chuck it behind us in the street maybe as we're running away.
What group vote quick? If they start hollering like they're pod people, you chuck that thing at them. But like
Agreed.
maybe they're just like teachers are weird, man, and maybe this is a weird teacher ritual for snow days. I've never been around teachers on a snow day, so I don't know what they do. But all I know is that's creepy.
Both of my
Yeah.
parents are teachers, so I mean, this is kind of just funny to me.
Yeah.
Enos,
you're right.
So-
It's creepy. If they
So you guys
rush us, I'm throwing it at them.
All right,
Okay.
Jeannie, you got a back door?
Yeah, it's like right at the very back. We can go through the yard and
That's
then through
sensible.
the neighbor's yard, and then we'll be on the next street over.
Okay. So, yeah, we're gonna end this scene as you guys you have a very expensive Molotov cocktail ready. Cask strength 40-year-old Lagavulin. That would be worth so much money nowadays.
Yes.
As you're getting ready to run. And as you guys get outside the door, you can hear the teachers. Where's Victoria? Where is Victoria?
Jeannie, Victoria do this? Does she know these people?
Victoria looks confused.
I don't think she has anything to do with this, but we better get out of here now.
Yeah.
Jeannie,
Yeah?
can you hold paddles?
Sure.
Is paddles about the size of like a lunchbox or bigger?
A little bigger, like about like yayish big.
So like a mini cooler kind of.
yeah, mini cooler.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as Jeannie holds paddles, I say, Victoria, ma'am, tube lady, can you hear what we're saying through the little deuter?
The little robot beeps.
Cool. That works. He just books it. Good enough.
So you guys start booking it. And as you guys start running, basically the camera kind of pans out as the teachers burst into the house, and you hear splintering wood. And you hear from the back door, Victoria, as you guys run.
And you doubted what the Alberta government is doing to keep an eye on students.
So you guys run, and we arrive at Dougie's house. Your grandma's car's not there.
Okay. Mom's not here. That's kind of weird. Very weird.
And then you remember that it's Monday, and Monday around 3 o'clock, 3:30ish, bingo at the Kino Hall.
That's right. It's bingo. It's bingo day. I forgot.
Well, she's gonna be on a runaway at this point.
Yeah.
We
Where is,
flash
like-
over to the Kino Hall really quickly, and she's got 15 cards in front of her right now, and they're like B5. Bam, 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 bam.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next number, honey. I ain't getting any younger.
I mean, we could hide in here for a little bit, but I feel like they are following Victoria. So
Well, like, I
I
mean,
don't know if they can do that. How do they know where she is?
what if it's paddles?
Victoria looks to you and goes, I don't know if it's paddles, but they might just know where I am.
Victoria, are you still tied into any of
I-
these systems, or
I might be, but I don't know. I don't know. And she kind of shies back a little bit.
Well,
Hey,
we
it's
left her in
okay.
the queue.
I'm not gonna leave you. We just need to figure out how we can get somewhere safe.
Maybe we could talk to them?
Maybe that sounds kind of terrifying, though.
Life is terrifying. But it's worth it. And Victoria just kind of quiets down a bit.
So you want to go to them and talk to them?
Maybe I can talk through paddles or a TV or something.
You could talk through me.
She nods, and I could try. Yes, Bast. She can try.
All right.
I would let you. I wouldn't fight you.
She nods. She goes, I can try. And as you guys are talking, you guys get into Dougie's house pretty quickly. Like, there's a spare key. Dougie doesn't go like, oh, turn your heads, look away. He's just like, and like there's like a little brick that he pulls out, and there's a key in there.
Yeah.
Puts the brick back. Opens the front door. Yeah, you guys wait maybe 15 minutes. And then the teachers are there again. I would like everybody to get the upset condition if you do not have it already.
Yeah.
That I
Oh,
do.
damn time.
Now I'm scared and upset.
Yep.
So yeah, I took my scared off. So
Enos is pacing back and
I'll have
forth
my upset
with
before.
like a slice of pie in his hand.
Oh
from
yeah,
the
no,
fridge.
there's like two fresh. There's a fresh pie.
Okay, even better.
It was just cooling down.
It's like, all right. Here's what we'll call Cal. Cal can bring the van, and we'll flee to Drumheller, and like
Yeah.
Drumheller is the safest place on the planet because
They're
the
just gonna
dinosaurs
keep
won't let us
following
be hurt.
us.
I think I'm gonna dump the contents of the bottle and smash the end of it so that I have something to stab with.
Is there
Just dumped out a 40-year-old log of booze.
Yes. Yes.
Shit.
yes, it is.
Dougie, is there like a window upstairs that faces the streets?
Yeah, my bedroom window faces the street. I
Dougie,
mean, it's over
you
the
can't
garage.
invite a
Somebody could
girl
climb
to your
out onto the
bedroom,
top of the
bud.
garage.
Is it clean?
No, it's not clean.
Ish.
Victoria wants to talk to them. But I think we still need some distance in between us. So maybe if I go to the window on the second floor, they'll still be able to hear. They won't be able to reach us, not right away.
Janie,
Sounds.
I might have an idea.
What's that?
Well, when I grabbed Paddles, Paddles was hanging on to my little like talk boy looking Walkman thingy. Yeah, my radio. And it's got a little like aux cable. Dougie, you got a set of like headphones or something kicking around?
Yeah.
Like from your grandma's like record player or something?
No, I got to set it up in my room.
Cool. What I'd like to do is grab his headphones and cut the wire off and like try and plug this little thing and get Paddles to hold the other end with its little like paddle hands.
Yep.
And if we're inside, maybe Paddles goes outside and she can try and talk through the radio. Because he can move, he can
roll me a tech check.
paddle around.
Or tinker or tech,
Tinker.
one or the other.
This would be Tinker, certainly. 1 success.
It takes a few minutes, but yeah, by the time all 8 of the teachers show up, you have a little speaker system that's kind of duct taped onto paddles. And if you hold one end of the cable, Jeannie, Victoria can talk through the speaker.
Okay.
I like pilfer some speaker wire from like whatever ancient sound system Dougie's grandma has kicking around. Because there wasn't a speaker in those days that didn't have like 30 or 40 feet of wire.
Oh yeah, no,
tucked
there's
into the back.
It is like a coaxial cable, like of speaker wire. And
like it.
So you kind of wind it out, and you wind Paddles, and Paddles kind of stomps out there. You hear the teachers go, Victoria. And Victoria starts to speak to teachers. And it's calm, but it seems to be this weird, like, Jeannie, you're hearing this and it doesn't sound exactly like words. There's like this weird staticky kind of vocalization. And Victoria turns to you, Jeannie, and goes, do you have that fluid still?
Me? I don't know what happened to it.
Venus take his flask, or did we leave it with her dad?
It was left with her dad, but roll me, you know what? We're going to do a bit of a luck thing here. You can roll me a d6. On a 5 or a 6, you grabbed it.
I did?
From the house. One of you guys grabbed it.
So each of us is rolling?
Yeah, I'm going to say each of you roll it, because...
Okay. See who took it.
Nope.
See who took
Wasn't me. Sophie, maybe doing crime for the first time? Sophie?
We're rolling a d6, 1d6.
Yeah,
1d6.
Yeah!
Sophie doing crime for the very first time.
Sophie 2 times
I
doing crime.
swiped it before I left.
She's developed
Sophie,
a taste for crime.
you remember that liquid, and you saw the canister it was in, and it was still on the dining room table in at Jeannie's house. So you still had it. So you were like, maybe I should grab this.
Maybe your brother would have wanted it.
Yeah, maybe something like that along those lines. You were just like, no, I'm grabbing this. And you grabbed it, and because you were like, I don't know what we need. Like,
I'm
shit's
prepared
weird.
for everything.
Yeah, shit's fucking weird right now. As you go and run. And Victoria turns to Jeannie and goes, "Do you trust me?"
You're in my head. I don't have much choice, do I?
She nods. She goes, "Bring that liquid over and hold your hands open and let me take control."
Okay.
When the liquid is poured into your hands, it almost becomes this cube, like a floating cube in your hand, held by this weird kind of static electricity as you guys all see this. And Jeannie walks outside. Now, this is one of those pivotal moments in a lot of games and a lot of RPGs. Jeannie, one of the teachers comes walking up to you. They don't look like they have any kind of frostbite or anything. And the three of you, from looking from inside the house, there is something very weird about the teachers. But as Jeannie, Victoria, holds this cube of liquid metal up, one of the teachers puts their hands out onto the cube. Now,
Oh, Miss Scott, no. Don't drink that.
No, it's okay if it's missing.
Okay.
Would any of you guys stop this after basically Jeannie probably would have explained, like, Victoria is going to do this?
A girl has said that she's about to go do something, and Enos is going to keep his god-dang mouth shut.
Okay.
Jeannie would have made sure that they knew that she was letting Victoria do this, that it was her
Okay.
choice.
Okay.
I think I'm watching like a hawk to see if any sort of like aggression starts. Like if they go to
Okay.
attack
So-
Jeannie.
Enos is holding a wrench.
As the teacher puts out their hand to touch the cube, actually, no. You guys trusted. And that's a good thing. As the cube and Victoria's hand touch together, the world all around becomes this weird static energy. And all of you feel just like the same kind of pressure from the loop hit you. But it's weird, it's different. It's almost as if, like, it feels like electrical in nature. As if, have you ever touched a CRTV's front?
Yeah.
When it's on, it's that static.
Yeah.
That's the feeling you get all throughout your body, giving you this shiver. And because you trusted, the eyes on Jeannie, sorry, there's names, so many names, become brown again. And Mrs. Scott's eyes become this beautiful blue. And she takes the cube and smiles at now just Jeannie. And standing across from you, Mrs. Scott, in Victoria's voice, a little bit sounding a bit weird, says, "Thank you."
Victoria, that's really you?
She nods and she goes, "These other 7 were an experiment from the loop. They are androids, if you will. Automatons. The school was a program made to experiment. Directly connected to the loop.
It's a circle.
And I remember so much more now." As she's holding this cube, she smiles at you and says, "Thank you for trusting." And she smiles and goes, "We will be back one day." And they turn, all 8 of them, and start walking. And just walk off as the sun starts to set.
You know,
And
I was always curious how Miss Scott had an unrivaled drinking ability to keep up with my mom. And now it all makes sense. It's come full circle. Circle.
It's a loop! But we zoom out from Dougie's little house as the kids had a very positive end to their story here. But not all stories end positively. We fly across Alberta, just north of Red Deer. When we get to the Black Folds facility, a small little outpost, we enter into the doors and start to plummet further and further and further down into the ground. And we see scientists walking around this large facility. Discussions, experiments, and other things. Always constant movement. And we come to the loop director's office, where we hear a knock at the door. And when we walk in, Jeannie's dad is standing over Connor Fitzpatrick. In his hand, shaking, is a pistol. And a man who looks like he's made a terrible, terrible mistake. And this ends in 1985. And we're going to have a 5, almost 6-year jump for these kids. And we will be arriving in 1991 January. 5 years is a very long time. What happens to each of these kids during that time? And I know that I didn't give you guys very much time to prepare. I'd like to do a little bit. Just a little sneak peek of each character's life after this event.
Enos is going to go last because I need to know if somebody's homeless and sleeping in my barn or not, because their dad might be in prison. That now accounts for multiple people on the stream. So I'm going to just leave that out there.
Like, what happens to Jeannie is going to depend on what happens to her dad.
Mr. Hawthorne is found guilty. However, actually, you know what? No. Let's do something a little bit different here. Roll a d6. I am looking for either an odd or an even, depending on what this is going to be. So I'm going to close my eyes, and I have a decision made. Let me know when it's rolled.
It's rolled.
Mr. Hawthorne is a very smart man. He knew where to pull the trigger to make it look like a certain activity. And he was able to wipe his hands clean. Mr. Hawthorne, in 1991, is the new loop director.
Has he communicated anything with Jeannie about anything?
No.
So all she knows is that her dad's in charge now.
Yes.
And
He's become very cold over the last 5 years. But he still gives you a big hug every day.
I think for a while she would cling to those hugs as if they were the most important thing to her. But the older she gets, the more they would unsettle her because they don't fit with the rest of who her father is now. This person who used to come to every science, like, even he was always at work, but there was still, like, if there was a science fair, he was there, like, all that kind of thing. He would stay up half the night to help her with really difficult homework or whatever else. And it's like one day a switch flipped and her dad wasn't there anymore. There was just the loop director who occasionally she would get this glimpse of her father when he hugged her. But yeah, I think those hugs would end up being actually worse for her than the coldness in the end. And I think she'd actually even be really eager. I think she would try to take extra credit courses so that she could get out of the house and go to college early.
Okay.
And I think that she definitely has the brains to achieve that. So she probably would have gone into college at the same time as the kids that are a year older than her.
Okay. Perfect. Dougie, Sophie, do you want to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
Sophie, the weight of all of her extracurricular would kind of almost bring her to like a breaking point, and she would finally tell her father, like, I love you, but like I can't do this anymore. And I think he would understand. And she would go from like 5 a week to like 2, like her favorites that she's done.
What are the 2 favorites?
Gymnastics,
Okay.
and then swimming.
Okay. James, you are muted.
Yes.
I absolutely thought you were also going to go to Al's Sporting Goods and buy a pistol and be like, "Look, Dad."
No, it's not. So because she's not so weighed down by the outside world now, I definitely like her grades would improve greatly. And she would kind of go from like the bottom of her class to like the top.
Okay.
Now that she actually has time to like study and understand the material.
Okay. So perfect. So this experience actually has been good for you. You've been able to learn to speak up and speak out.
Yes.
And you've become a more independent person on this. Good.
Yeah.
Dougie.
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 Yeah. So I know you said that fortunately for us, the cameras were gone.
Yes.
But would the police have done fingerprinting of the scene or breaking?
No.
No.
Because it's the loop. This is
So it's covered up.
very high level, like
This is top-notch CBC stuff. The police don't get involved.
yeah.
High quality programming.
Yeah.
But I will say that during these 5 years, there have been some interesting people coming by, and you've noticed them more than once.
Okay. I would also this experience for Dougie, he started to like care a little bit more about more than just himself, and maybe Enos. He started to care a little bit more about Jeannie and Sophie, even just as friends. So I think after a little bit of hemming and hawing, I think Dougie will have traded away his dad's lighter for some art supplies from Mr. Anderson.
Aww.
And he is more than glad to do so. And until he died in 1989, he taught you a lot of things about art and things like that, and he became a better father figure than your father ever could have been to you.
And definitely my art grade is probably the highest, but the others still kind of suck.
Yeah, nope, definitely so. But you have now painted a few vans.
Yeah.
For some up and coming performers, including the new loops. Because the old band did not do as well. They couldn't get a gig or anything like that. Cal was very disappointed.
I was gonna say, I'm like, did Cal's band get painted?
And
Cal misheard the whole thing and thought that they were going to be called the Fruit Loops, and replaced the chainmail bikini-clad people with toucans instead, and it just killed the whole vibe.
Yeah, it definitely was a bit of a weird one. So yeah, there's a new band that Cal has, completely new, a lot more synth, a lot more kind of things like that, a little bit more dirtier kind of metal, but with synth for some reason. It just stayed. And to the player who we first introduced.
Well, I ended up having a whole lot less people sleeping in my barn than I thought.
Yep.
You know, Enos is 18 years old now.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll and see. I'm gonna roll just straight up tech and see if Enos graduated high school.
All right. If Enos wanted to graduate high school, Jeannie would have made sure he graduated high school.
So,
she would have
here's the
dedicated
thing.
herself to
Those
it.
teachers that were outside, that were androids,
Mhm.
did they go back to teaching afterwards, or did Enos like? All
No.
right, so there weren't any teachers for a while.
Yeah.
So
is
Enos lost
very-
all motivation to continue going to school for a while.
I'm also going to roll a die myself here, James.
Okay.
But yeah, roll straight up tech.
I'll see if Enos, by the skin of his teeth, he just failed.
Wait, is that tech?
That is tech.
With
you
the
just rolled
upset.
straight up tech, right?
Yeah.
You can
And
take
the
away
upset
upset.
condition.
You can
Okay.
take away upset.
All
You re-roll it.
I'll try again.
Re-roll.
Hey, there it is.
Yay!
Skin of his
By
teeth.
the
passed.
skin of your teeth, you
got a good
passed
mechanics.
high school.
I got in right as they're like, these are called essential mathematics. And
Jeannie buys Enos a really fancy frame for his diploma.
Yeah.
he does not hang it up in his house.
Well,
It'll get broken.
He can hang it
here's-
in his house if he wants. She'd make a spot for it.
I just made a roll
Uh-oh.
for something else here.
Okay.
Your mother went missing.
Yeah, it checks out. That's kind of in tune with what I was
When-
about to say.
When you turned 17, she disappeared.
It was probably the shame of knowing that her son could graduate high school.
Might be that.
C's get degrees. Danny's not
Or-
wrong.
It could be something else. You may never know.
I feel like Enos struggled with that for a really long time. And I feel like he might have had a conversation with Deputy Ned about how, like, his tires went flat all of a sudden, inexplicably or something, and he couldn't help out.
Yep.
Or maybe, like, talking to Teresa and, like I feel
Maybe
like
it was Bigfoot.
maybe it was probably Bigfoot. And we
But
joke about it a lot to the point where, like, he probably shouldn't joke about it, but he never quite stops joking about it.
yep. There's hurt there. There is weirdness there. But Clarence took you in.
Mhm.
And it was meager, but it was a family that loved you.
I think Enos would probably also be surprised at just how much money his mom was getting for all the salvage.
It was actually quite a bit.
Yeah. So when he turns 18 proper, he'd probably, like, make an effort to fix things up himself a little bit.
Yep.
Like, not going to college. That's not a thing.
No. But there's plenty of work out here. There's plenty of interesting kind of things happening. But I'm going to lay out just 5 more minutes here
All right.
of what Red Deer becomes. The superstructure gets finished. Just a little outside of Red Deer. A structure that could house almost 500,000 people gets finished. And this massive building with glowing billboards can be seen for miles. These structures, people can live their whole lives in it without having to leave. And this is built just outside of Red Deer. And it went up remarkably fast. And at this point, the technology trickled down from governments and from scientists and from research starts getting more and more integrated into everyday life. Hell, there's these things called Discmans and things like that. And there's CDs.
And the technology is only slightly crappier than cassettes
Exactly.
because you can't run with them.
Exactly. Like there's an anti-skip feature. It doesn't,
It doesn't work.
And the strangeness doesn't cease. You know those Bigfoot things that they were talking about? Somebody said they saw a dinosaur. Goddamn out of prehistoric age dinosaurs running around. And people are going like, no, that's not true. And other weird robots or something that not from the Japanese companies. And they seem to be decking themselves out in different bright colors. There's a lot of very confusing things. But one of the biggest ones is the red goo that seems to be appearing from different machines, and an almost infectious like grip starts to infect Alberta and affect Red Deer. So we will end our session a tad bit early. I do apologize.
That works.
We will see you back in 1991.
Yes.
Yes.
It's worth stating that we don't have a game next week.
No.
No.
We have a game the following week because we take every stat holiday weekend off and all that jazz.
So, and I want to thank everybody who has joined us for the show this evening, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed the first 3 parts of Tales for the Loop. This has been a very eye-opening experience for me as a tabletop role player, and I was excited and very pleased with my players and the story that we told here. So technically, this is end of part 1 of these kids' story, and we get to see how they grow up a little bit more.
Grow up.
I'm glad we could throw you for a loop.
Yeah, no kidding. Good Christ.
You know what Enos never gained through all of this?
I wrote this in 10 minutes.
Enos never found a girlfriend.
Aww.
No.
Forever alone.
Womp,
Silly
womp.
team.
Hey, don't worry. There's 500,000 people moving into Red Deer.
Oh yeah, that'll
We'll
make him more
find one.
comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, if you're planning on keeping the farm going,
That's the idea.
I need a studio.
There's a barn,
Yeah, with a cool loft.
and it's big enough to park a van in, just like tag.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And thank you so very much. And we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. If you like what we do, please like the video, comment on the video itself rather than just in chat. Subscribe to the channel, share it with all of your friends, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, you know what? Sorry, there's just one thing I need to do before we leave.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
There it is. I like it.
Thank you
Good
so
night,
much,
everybody.
everybody. We'll see you next time.
Okay.